Texas lawmakers have passed a bill that would decriminalize weed in Texas.
Yeah, the bill would prevent arrests for low-level marijuana crimes. Instead, Texans would pay a fine for possession determined by the court. The Texas House of Representatives passed similar proposals during the last two legislative sessions, but both ended up failing in the Senate.
In the DFW Metroplex, voters recently adopted a measure to decriminalize weed in Denton. But now the city is unsure on how to enforce this without stepping on the state's toes. Our Michael Lozano has more.
For this decriminalized marijuana ordinance, it's really a divide between city council. One side saying that they have to abide by state law and not enforce this ordinance as it is. The other side saying they have to listen to the voice of the people. It's a question of should they or shouldn't they.
You're going to uphold the laws of the state of Texas.
We have to start from a position of what the voters ask us to do.
A Denton City Council divided on what to do about Prop B, an ordinance voters overwhelmingly passed in the November ballot.
Because we are following the law.
City Manager Sarah Hensley made it clear she won't enforce the ordinance as it stands, which would do away with misdemeanor possession, end the smell test, and stop city-funded testing.
I do not direct the police chief. He gets his oath from the state of Texas. I could tell him to break the law, but that is not what I will do.
It's a conversation happening across the state. Galena is dealing with a Bell County lawsuit over its marijuana ordinance. Harker Heights repealed its ordinance due to it conflicting with state law. San Marcos is seeking an opinion from the Texas Attorney General, leaving Austin as a prime example of a city that's successfully operating an ordinance similar to Denton's.
Denton goes to the Court of Appeals in Fort Worth. It's a more conservative court. The Austin Court of Appeals is a Democratic court.
Attorney Lin McCraw says the reality is municipalities cannot go against state law.
Under that particular ordinance, I'd say their hands are tied in all but that one area, and the area is the budgeting area.
He says the city could alter its budget to stop testing if they wanted to salvage some of the ordinance. But as it stands, Prop B could lead to a state lawsuit.
There is no other reading that you can do to get a different result. They may not want to spend taxpayer money defending.
But some leaders say the voice of democracy has already spoken.
We've got to try to get as close to what the voters approved as possible.
So for now, the question of what to do will remain unanswered, with city leaders left to come up with a solution.
Several other Texas cities are taking steps to reform marijuana laws. Local governments in Dallas, Austin, and El Paso passed measures to decriminalize low-level possession of marijuana. San Marcos, Elgin, Galena, and Harker Heights have all passed similar policies.